So, for today's video, let's talk about the golden bloodline. So, I'm seeing a lot of talking about this one, but well, at least I understand something on what they are talking because they are not describing it actually. They are like saying, you're, I cannot explain. It's like not describing it, but describing it. So, I think they combined it. So if it's the physical world about the money, it's the rich people. So it's in here we're talking about the qualities, characteristics. Excuse me. Oh, confirmation. It is. What else? The energy and related on that part. Not. It's not about the money. Uh, I think about gifts also from our, especially if we are talking about our Father God. So
The worst thing about jealousy is that the people that are jealous of you are more successful than you. They live in a bigger house, they drive a better car, they've got a beautiful wife. I don't know, like the people that are jealous of you in your life have more material things than you. But what they don't have is what you hold, your character, your soul, who you actually are. That's one thing that no matter how they try to copy you, no matter what they try, they can never ever be like you. And that's why they hate you. And that's why they're jealous of you. And that's why they say, look at him. Who does he think he is? Look at her. She thinks she's all that. Nah, you do. But you've realized that all the material things in the world cannot make up for the fact that you are soulless and you have nothing. While the people that don't chase money have qualities and energy that money can't buy, and therefore you become the enemy. Fuck them. Don't be dead.
well, those golden bloodlines are those people. It's a few, quite, I can say one of the 144K also persons to awaken someone when it comes to energy. When you are just walking at the crowd or in a room, unknowingly your eyes is their eyes, I mean, is looking at you. That did nothing. You're just walking there. But why are they looking at you? Or um, why is it that they didn't even know you? Why is it that they are talking beyond you, behind you? And even they didn't know, even though your clothing is with grace or beach, or you have a makeup or non-makeup. That's the energy. In the, if it's about qualities, in manners, in attitudes, and what else related with that characteristics, even though your attitude is not good or good, unknowingly their attentions is within you also, because it is always, it depends on how you grow up actually, how your parent or how yourself. Well, it's different if you are freaking out there in the doing what do we call it one, rumble to someone, you can get an attention. It's a different also if you will look, a rich person will, you know how a rich person dress, that's it, a man or a woman, you will really look at them, wow, you will say sana all. And in your thinking you will get the attention of you know what it feels if you being a poor, then you see a rich people, right? What will come in here and in here. But about the characteristic, actually it's a little bit consideration about the bad attitude. It depends on the projection of what you are having a face-to-face of in conversation. It's the way the person talks naturally, is well mannered. Well, the characteristic is how it talks. It's not loud, but soft. And how does the person put herself or himself in the public with grace, I can say. Even though that person is wearing a beach clothing or not, as with makeup or not. Because some rich people cannot do it even though they are going to learn it, right? Some people can fake it in front, but beyond, they cannot. So, being with them or for every person, you can know what their characteristic is. Sometimes, those persons with the golden bloodline sometimes accused of actually they are being instead of they are being praised of, but they are being accused of actually reality. I don't know what's different in personals that accuse a person's action, especially when that person is a good person. It always happens actually. It's like gaslighting, I mean. Especially if it's about sins and that good person is proven innocent, then the other person still accuse that person, good person. Sometimes it happens between poor and rich, right? But sometimes it happens also to poor and poor person. Those loud persons, I can say it depends if what's inside in here. Sometimes they are loud because of hurt, hatred, and their experience, the pains and traumas. But you can still see if that person is a good person. It depends on after he or she uttered a words in freaking out or being loud. If with his reaction or her reaction being sorry of what he or she did. That's the consideration itself. Even without education, you can still see who is the golden bloodline. And well, I advise parents because they are the first parents, second is the teachers. I'd advise you to hope teach your children well. Because who will be on the shame seat if you are being if you feel you are accused in abuse in here, you have to accept it. Because reality, even though they didn't see you as the parent of that person, the abuser or the wicked one, they will always say, did the parents teach them well? Always the parents is the blame. Sometimes they will ask if did you finish your study? And sometimes I thought the person is educated. Sometimes teachers also. Then that part, it was already added through your spiritual credentials. That's the meaning of spirituality also. What's the manners and attitudes, excuse me, of your children, or of what you teach the students or your children's outside the world is our credentials to the spiritual world. I can say if it's 100%, 30, 20, 10%, that's big. Still big. It adds up because every person is learning to someone. Especially if you're at home or at a community, because you're staying in a community quite while until you grow up. If the child sees something to the community or at home and applies it, good or bad, the same. It's a credential also, the spiritual world, to our Father, God. Because there's this earth, it's a learning place. Like in school, we teach others, one another, then we gain learning or lessons to one another also, or others or to ourselves, to someone. No? So that's the golden bloodline. Well, the energy is strong also, even though you didn't do something. Just because of that energy, you will be accused of something also. That you didn't even do. So because of that energy, if your physical is not good, ha, their mouth and their eyes and their thinking will say something. Promise. That there is always a teaching to learning, as they say. I hope we will put it in here, and in here, what we learned at school from someone like this kind of preaching or talking or saying about characteristics, and reflect if you did something that against. The formula is always accept, pray for your change or for someone's change that you know for all of our change all over the world people. If not these generations, maybe their next generations, our next generations. Because there's always, if the parents is bad, there's always an offspring naturally, a good person. It's the bloodline of the golden blood. What's the other word for the golden bloodline? It is really to reach. I'm always hearing that, but I forgot. Well, I will put it in here if I encountered it or remember it. Because sometimes, if someone uttered, "Are you from the etc.?" I thought you are a rich person. I also encountered that in a comment, actually. They understand it differently. They are not talking about the money, actually. Because what's in our head always is here, here, and here is the money. That's why our sense in money is very strong. It's all about physical. We are talking about spirituality and physical with God, not the money. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell notification, comment if you want, share so I can next videos.